What's up, everyone? This video came up higher on the votes. Dutch kickboxing, boxing secret for kickboxing. So these are techniques that you're not really gonna see in boxing, and you're not really gonna see them in the rest of the world other than in Holland. The first one I'm gonna do today for you guys is a very important one. And I learned this one as a child. Actually, the first things that I learned from kickboxing, Dutch kickboxing as a kid was from Found Something in Steenwijk. There's even a kickboxing event named after him, okay? The first few techniques I learned there was the basics, which is jab, jab cross, the low kick. I learned it in that order. It's not necessarily the best order, but I was a kid and I was taking an adult class. There were no kid classes back in those days, guys. So I learned this technique very early on. Stick to the end of the video to really know what the technique is, because I have to explain a few things ahead of the technique so you guys actually understand this technique. So that's it. Just remember, you heard this from me first. You can start making videos about this technique. I was the first one, the first YouTuber to make a video on this particular technique, guys. Okay, so just remember that, guys. I know they're probably gonna end up copying what I'm doing here. This one in particular is a very important one, if not one of the most important ones that you really only see in Holland. You don't really see this one in America or in MMA or anywhere else. Now, if you guys haven't seen the basics on how to do basic Dutch drilling, click on the link above right here to see the basics on Dutch drilling before you see the rest of this video. I'm gonna take you guys through all the steps of the things that we do here. And keep in mind, these videos are not really made by other YouTubers, okay? Not even Sensei Seth or even Gabriel Vargas, who's a kickboxing YouTuber. Funny little story, guys, okay? You guys see my videos where I take the low kicks, right? I was the first one to make videos taking the low kicks without any shin guards, all right? Even here in Holland with other professionals and everything, nobody does that here without shin guards. It's just not common. It's only for nut jobs. I do that sometimes because, you know, I'm a bouncer and I could get kicked in the legs without shin guards often, so I train this way for myself. But these guys basically made a video, you know, Sensei Seth, Icy Mike, even this other guy, Shane Faison, you know, from Fight Tips. They all got together and now they have a new daddy who is Gabriel Vargas. But you know, it's like they're barely learning how to take low kicks, and he's not even teaching them the right way. He's like just taking it without shin guards. Again, I do that myself too, but there I can see that they're sort of in a way copying my videos, not copying per se. But you might be thinking like, well, do they even know who you are? Yeah, they do, because I once reacted on their videos and I called them the Beavis and Butthead of martial arts, and they got pissed. Like, they got really angry. They started like trolling and talking all kinds of S on my comments. And this was before my channel was even big. So this was like early on when in my first year. So immediately they started talking S with other accounts. And that's how I knew immediately that it was them, because I had no one even hating on me yet back in those days. Literally right after I called them Beavis and Butthead, an hour or two later, they were just calling me a cloud chaser, a fame-seeking little bee. All kinds of things, you know. So I know they watch my channel, you know, because I've also touched topics on them and made a few videos on them. So they know about me, and they brought in this guy, Gabriel Vargas, which is fine, you know. It's good that they're finally getting someone to actually teach them something. But still, even Gabriel Vargas himself.
So Gabriel Vargas fighting out of Canada. Yeah. You don't like Canadians, do you?
Like, you guys may wonder, like, how good is Gabriel Vargas?
He's a champion, right?
Yeah, that time he was the champion, yeah. You're not the champion for nothing.
Like, how good is Gabriel Vargas? Well, like they say, they have a saying, you know, if it ain't Dutch, it ain't much.
It's interesting, he's a taller guy in this fight. He looks a little, I mean, as far as complete composure, he's bigger than you, even though you've come down a weight.
Gabriel Vargas got beaten by...
Kind of hit you with everything he's got, and you're still coming right at him.
I was impressed by his power.
Gabriel Vargas got beaten by a Dutch fighter.
Doesn't matter.
Speaking of accurate, what an uppercut that was.
That's right, he throws hooks and mixes in uppercuts.
You know, if it ain't Dutch, it ain't much.
Lights a fight in the pocket, now throwing combos. He's got Vargas in trouble. One, and Vargas goes down.
You know, I'll link the fight above here, but...
Look how red his legs are, his stomach, his washboard abs are all bloody looking, his face is beat up.
Basically, the Dutch fighter said that Gabriel Vargas didn't have any power.
But it's not like he has real power to knock me down or anything. I didn't felt like I was in any danger with any punch he hit me with.
You have no power here.
That's a harsh statement, because Dutch kickboxing is all based on power. It's all based at the end of the day that you throw shots, boxing shots that are effective in order for you to end it with a kick or two. So it's all based on power though. Like
knockout punch or knockdown punch. How much percentage of power did you have behind that punch?
Dutch kickboxing is based on power more than speed and more than anything else.
I always do every punch with full power. So at least I try.
Yeah.
So if someone says you don't have enough power, you're a kickboxer, that's rough. That's rough. It's not like he's a point fighter, you know, where that actually will be maybe a compliment. Now that said, this one is a very important one. But that said, I've only seen this taught to people who compete. Like I've only seen good gyms teach this to their top people. And it's a very simple thing. It's done usually before you actually do the real kickboxing, but it's a very important part of why Dutch kickboxing is so effective. The way you guys should see this technique is almost like shadow boxing or hitting the speed back for boxing. It's similar, okay? Effective. Like if you see Dutch kickboxers fight, you will notice that immediately when they take a low kick or when they check a kick, right away they're doing a technique after that. So for example, if they check a low kick, you will notice that right away they'll throw the hook after that, almost at the same time as the check or a low kick or whatever. Now, how do they manage to do this so much quicker than other people? Besides the sparring and all that, it's this little technique that I'm about to show you guys that is pure, mostly a Dutch technique. Now, I'm not even wearing gloves and anything like that. We don't really drill this technique with gloves because when we drill techniques here, we always take the low kick. We never really check. In Holland, we never check with drilling, okay? Checking is not something we do. So, basically, what we do for this one is basically a check and a jab simultaneously. Now, this technique is a lot easier for people who've never done any striking. If you teach this to someone who's never done any striking, they'll catch the hang of it quicker than someone who's used to jabbing and putting their weight forward, like a boxing jab or even a Dutch kickboxing jab. It's a Muay Thai jab, the typical jab. In this jab, instead of going forward, you're gonna go upwards. At the same time you're going upwards, you're throwing the jab and you're checking simultaneously at the same time. So it looks a little like this. So this is how you guys want to drill it. In the air like this. Maybe get a camera and record yourself. Make sure that your knee is up here and your hand is straight. That your arm is inside your leg. Try to bring that knee as high as possible. You can even block middle kicks with this, guys. Now, you're not necessarily always going to catch that jab in someone's face, but you will at least keep the distance and you will at least get that timing that you check or you check and right away a hook and then a low kick. But that's how you guys want to do it basically. Lift up your knee. Knee, jab, jab. Knee, jab. Now for you guys that are at home and you guys want to follow this, follow me this way. My right leg is your left, my left is your right. Very simple, guys. Make sure you're going up. Keep this hand up. Now, I will show you guys some drilling that I did with a student of mine. This kid has done Dutch kickboxing before, but not in such a good school. In this school, they don't teach that. So I actually taught this in this video to a Dutch kid who went to a Dutch kickboxing school who never learned this. So it's perfect for you guys to watch that. Watch how he does it. Jab en dan gelijk checken. Ken je dat? Nee, maar checken. Low kick checken. Hoe check je low kick? Zet je trap, dat doe je. Dus je kijkt. Ja. Dus dat tegelijkertijd. Ja. Je gaat met je linkerboven en je arm blijft binnen. Dus ga maar maar bovenal eigenlijk niet. Als je dit doet, is het zo moeilijk voor jou om mij te stoten. Dan word je een beetje controle in. En het is eigenlijk ook makkelijker als iemand trapt, maar het is ook makkelijker dat je sneller reageert. Dus dit maar logisch. Of dan doe je dit niet, misschien doe je dit. En dan ook is het een beetje logischer naar mij. Dat je bent hier. Kijk. Die is echt belangrijk voor zodat je dat kan. For a lot of boxers or people that are already used to doing jabs, it's like hard for them to learn this particular technique. It's a lot easier to teach this to like beginners who have never done striking before. It's a lot easier because they don't know any better and they just listen to what you're saying. Ja, maar probeer ook niet naar voren te komen. Dus je wilt wel met je been. Kijk. Dus niet. Ik weet het, ja. Je bent op de jab naar voren. Dus dat is het moeilijke met deze hoek. Om in de plek te blijven. Ja. Ja. Dus kijk, tegelijkertijd. Boom, boom. Oké. Ga maar. Maar je ligt bij je. Ja. Oké, dus zo. Ik trap jou in. Ja. Ja, ik weet het. Oké, nog iets hebben. Nee, maar nog niet. Gyms teach this to people that don't fight. Most of the time you will see fighters that have a competition drilling this stuff, you know, like as a warm-up, you know, just nice and easy, you know. So it basically gets you used to being able to, like, if someone throws a kick and I take it, it gets you used to like taking and punching immediately, or checking and maybe not punching or hooking right away, but maybe like right before you're putting your leg down, you're already throwing that hook and then going with that low kick. That's basically the point of this exercise, that you're able to like check and attack at the same time. So you're here and for you guys that are trying this at home, I'm gonna do it the other way around. That way it's easier for you. My right leg is your left leg, my left leg is your right leg. So from fighting stance, you're gonna lift up your leg and bring your hand in between, inside. You wanna bring it in the inside of your leg. So be careful that you don't knee or elbow yourself in the leg, okay? So you're here, you wanna keep it nice and bring it back, okay? When you get used to this, it will make a big difference in sparring, okay? Big difference. You know, mixed with everything else that's done, of course. And even though this is very simple, guys, it's very, very effective to have that habit. Bam! Because then later, you're sparring, who knows, maybe you end up doing this. Boom! And then you throw a low kick, or boom, boom, and then you throw like a kick. It depends, you know? But basically that's what you guys want to do. You guys want to do make it a habit, you know? Go in front of the mirror and make sure that you're here, that you're going up. Keep in mind, by up, I don't mean jump up. I mean just keep your head where it is, but your body, your energy has to go up, because your shit has to go up. Your hand has to be up. Then you throw your jab. So basically that's it, guys. It's basically a check jab, check jab. You can even do doubles. And if you guys want to combine later, you can do this. Then you can go and try a hook. Again, hook. You go from here, hook, low kick. You guys can do whatever you want, but the point is, you guys want to get used to checking and jabbing. Checking and jabbing, check and jab, check and jab, check and jab. This is very simple. It will almost seem logical to you guys, right? But this is one of the basic things for Dutch kickboxing. And it's just one of the reasons, one of the secrets, and one of the reasons why Dutch kickboxing is so effective, you know. A lot of people wonder why. So the mentality here is much different. The sparring mentality is much different. The techniques we used are really used to throw power shots and for them to be effective, like most of the time, even if the person blocks. Most techniques that we use, the traditional Dutch kickboxing techniques, are going to work even if you block. It doesn't matter. For example, if you're throwing a jab, low kick, even if they block the jab, the low kick is still going to do damage. Even if they block both, it's still going to be damage. But I'll get more into those kind of videos later. To the next video, guys. Catch you later.